Any questions from the audience? You've seen some of them.
You guys have been moving in a little bit of a steampunk direction, I've noticed, because it's in the future. I mean, not extreme, but the human culture looks almost more Renaissance. Yeah, is that really taken into account on purpose?
Let me try to answer that. We're trying to kind of walk a fine line between, the traditional, conventional fantasy and trying to, at the same time to push the boundaries a little bit more. We're trying to make the game to keep it accessible to everybody, and we want to make sure that it will continue to appeal to the hardcore conventional fantasy fans who expect certain visuals and a certain sensibility and aesthetics, but at the same time we try to gradually depart a little bit from the cliches of the genre and bring new elements and introduce them gradually, so to not to alienate or scare away our fan base, and for them to feel betrayed and to come across as having crossed the line into sci-fi. But yes, there are certain areas where we are pushing a little bit and departing deliberately from what we've done in the past, but hoping to still build upon the same core aesthetic values that we've established with the first game.
So how much then will the technological type areas be diverting from the general fantasy type feel? Because like when you go into the Asura areas now, their technology, you can tell obviously it's technology, but it still has a very fantasy type feel. How much different is it going to be in Guild Wars 2?
This is a question that kind of borders lore and game design, and while lore is something we are happy to address, game design and game mechanics is something we're not prepared to talk about. But I try to stay within the realm of stuff we are prepared to talk about. And as far as the Asura, they are a magical race. They are the sharpest of the races. They are downright arrogant and fully aware of their wits and mastering of the advantage that mastering magic gives them over the other races. And indeed, we are 250 years later, and their technology has advanced a lot. Their architecture looks different, and part of that is because simply the massive overhaul of the Guild Wars engine allows us now to pull off and get away with much more ambitious vision. So it's part driven by design and by lore, but it's also driven by the technology that has made leaps and bounds, and now allows us to really fulfill our own fantasies of turning this into an epic game space.
Okay, here's a question for all three of you. What is your favorite part to work on so far? Like, is there any particular favorite area you like to work on?
Yeah, for me, it is the cube like a Surin city. I worked with Daniel on that, and occasionally Daniel will come by and he's like, I don't even really feel like drawing this one. I'll just guide you through it in 3D. So he was just describing rotating all these cubes and carving these trenches out, and I'm just thinking, oh God, here we go again. But you know, it's really exciting. At the same time, it pushes me at what I do, so I appreciate it. And the end result, I'm really proud of it, and it was fun to be a part of that city. And I think the players are really going to have fun exploring it and seeing its intricacies.
Mine was probably, Daniel did a really cool concept of the Norn iceberg ship that you can see like in the video somewhere. And basically he asked me to he was like, oh, go off of this and like show us what the town or something would look like. And so it was kind of fun. I got to go in and just basically, because sometimes it's nice already having like something to go off of. Like I don't have to just be like, oh, I think of something. So I had something, to go off of course. And then I got to do just like a couple of like in-town illustrations, and then take those and then break those apart into like sketches for like different building props, lampposts, like down to the basic essentials. And then and it was kind of cool to see it, because then right after all of that stuff was done, Jason built the whole entire thing that you see in the video. So I think that was probably one of the funnest things, because it was like it was basically a giant prop, that's a city. So it's cool.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to allow myself to get too attached to any of the environments or ideas that I've come up with or that we've executed on already. I'm always most excited about what's around the corner and trying to stay sharp and on my toes, and come up with ideas that will hopefully top what we've done so far. As sometimes we do things that are really ambitious and epic, and there is some occasionally pressure from design or writers, not pressure, but the suggestion, let's keep this one for later, let's not give it away, we may not be able to top this, and I really don't want to do that. I refuse to believe that we, no matter how big or epic an idea is, that we've reached our maximum potential. So I like to get the ideas out and get them built and move on right away to trying something bigger, better, more ambitious, and stay sharp and creative.
I'd like to change my answer to just joke.